And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. We talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. Now let's welcome your host, with over a decade of industry insider experience and still the reigning champion of Marco Polo, Edgar De Jesus, and his co-host, John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas.
Welcome, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. I am your host, Edgar De Jesus, and yes, I am the reigning champion of Marco Polo, along with Mr. JJ Flawless, the fastest netter in the West. Looking good today, buddy, and the famous Zach, the Pool Boy Nicholas. I want to welcome everyone to our live podcast, the podcast where it's all pool talk, and we ain't talking about netting and jetting and splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros, and yes, we will talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. But before we get started today, I want to thank our visionary partners for this podcast, the Ultimate Pool Tools, the SPPA, Blu-ray, Aquastar, Natural Chemistry, Raypack, Heritage Pool Supply, and Hayward Pool Products. We want to thank them for their continued support. And today, boys, we're talking about my favorite topic. I know it's John and Zach's favorite topic too. They just don't get so giddy about it. We're talking about profitability, baby. We're talking about money, right? Who doesn't like money, right? That's why we do this. John doesn't want money. He doesn't want money today. He's really excited today, but I don't think he wants money today. So, Mr. Zacharias, good morning.
Good morning. How are y'all doing?
I'm doing good. I'm fired up today for some reason.
We're here. I talked about it on the live Wednesday. We've had like this freakishly weird weather all year long, and here we are today, pouring rain. And apparently on the news, I heard they said that they don't really know what's to predict because the atmosphere is so unstable right now. So that kind of sums up our season so far. We haven't barely any sun this year.
Yeah, aren't you guys like, I was hearing on the news that there was parts of Houston that there was like mandatory evacuations for weather.
I saw that. Yeah, I could be wrong. I think it was up to the northeast. They were saying that there's some river, I think the San Jacinto River, that's normally at like 40 feet or something like that above elevation. And now it's like 3 feet below where it was during Hurricane Harvey. So apparently there's some flooding going on and people having to evacuate.
That's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And the weird thing is we're just a little overcast today. We don't have anything, but we've had some crazy rain this month. So
had a lot of like tornadoes up north of you and stuff this year too, right?
Yeah, we here in Prosper didn't get, but they were a lot more north. I think a lot more of it was like Oklahoma and all that. Poor Brianna was trying to go home back to college from our trip to Puerto Rico, and she kind of she had 3 flights canceled within one trip that she was doing, but she couldn't get back up there because of the tornadoes and all the bad weather. So, but anyways, Mr. Flawless, what's going on?
Not a whole lot. Happy Friday. Today I'm actually, I don't know, today I actually feel a little better. I got some sleep last night, so.
I know what it is.
What is it?
I know what it is. It's the whole Coachella Fest and the stage all behind you. So you're like, automatically, your brain is like, yeah, baby.
That's probably it, but that's probably it. I think yesterday I actually got more sleep than I've probably gotten in months. Mama's not feeling very well. We had a short day yesterday, and she was laying in bed. So I was chilling with her, and I took a couple naps, late in the afternoon, and then ended up going to bed really early last night, and woke up like at 3:30 bright-eyed because I got so much sleep, but then I forced myself to go back to bed again, and then woke up at like 5:30 again, and kind of went through my day. It was a little groggy, but I'm feeling better as far as energy wise. So it might just be the lack of sleep that I'm having that's contributing to why I feel like crap all the time. But I actually feel okay. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. I feel bad for Mama. Hopefully I don't get sick. We'll see. But other than that, doing well.
I don't know. I don't know if you noticed it, Zach, but John, for like the last 3 weeks, I don't think I've seen him.
Who?
John.
Mike Grabby's
Who's John?
exactly right.
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
I was kind of worried. There was a time that he just wasn't even answering his phone, and I was going to call the police and have them go do a wellness check because I was just kind of worried about him.
Yeah, that happens every year. And I don't do it purposely, but I need to get better at it. And I think everybody in my circle kind of knows about it, right? And they feel it now, and they see it everywhere from friends to family.
But we all know it, and we're all like,
yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's no longer like, okay, let me see if I can try. It's like, no, I can't. Yes, no, don't bother me, right? You know what I mean? I'm busy, and it's my patience. I don't have much patience during this time, and I need to kind of get better at it. But like, for instance, I'll give you an example today. I just don't even understand this, and I'm trying to figure it out. There was a customer. We had an email last night from a customer saying that they got back from their, they were gone for a week, and they got back and they said, hey, we got here and the pool seems like it hasn't been running for a couple days because it's very, very dirty and it's not running. And we had an issue with this pool before, and of course it was, we put in a pump. It was an IntelliFlow, and IntelliFlows have the older style ones. Some of the drives, they have an issue where there's a weak solder point on them, and those drives burn out, and we have to get them replaced. So happened on one of the pumps we put in about a year or so ago, and then we just replaced a drive, and I'm like, well, it can't be that, right? And what's going on with this pump? Everything was perfect. Well, we were there on Monday. The pool was great. We haven't had wind since Monday. But we're like, oh, whatever. We'll send somebody out there and we'll take a look at it. And sure as hell, I get a call and the pool's running. It's perfect. It's beautiful. The pump's going, and I'm just trying to figure out, where's this disconnect, or what happened, from what the client said. And I caught myself. I was going to reply with a nasty email, and I'm like, what am I doing? Right? You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, relax. It's not a big deal, and again, it just shows, where my limit is these days. I had another client do the same thing too, and it's like we serviced a pool on Friday, and we had horrendous wind Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I get a message from the customer that says, hey, look, I don't think anybody was here on Friday because the pool's a mess, right? And I to me, you're calling me a liar and a thief, right? Because we literally, if we're going to be there, we say we're going to be there, we're going to be there. And if we send you an email or we send you a service report, right, that we were there, and we went through what we needed to go through. Don't come at me like I'm a thief, right? Or I'm skipping out on pools or whatever it may be. And I stopped exactly what I was doing, and I called up the customer and I said, look, David, right? And we had this conversation, and I go, we have a much bigger issue than your pool being dirty, right? And how long have we been servicing da 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 da? I go, if there is not trust between us, then we end this right now. Don't call and ask and tell me or message me or email us saying that we did something we said we did. We didn't do something we said we did. And we had a good understanding of whatever it may be. And I said, look, this is what I'm going to do. It was obviously windy, 80 mile an hour winds. I'll send somebody out on Monday and we'll get service for you. So we did that, serviced it on Monday, did what we did, cleaned it all up, pool's perfect. Get a text message from him on Wednesday saying that the cleaner stopped, right? And it's not moving, the cleaner, the sweep. And I'm like, dude, okay, well, we're already scheduled to be out there on Friday. And I said, we'll look at it when we're there. And he sends me a text message this morning again saying, you told me on Tuesday or Wednesday that somebody was going to come out and da 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 da. And I sent him a message, polite. I had to rewrite it a couple times because I was a little irritated, right? But I was like, dude, I'm like, look, we already came out on Monday for a courtesy for you, right? To service the pool, even after you called us a liar, you called me a liar. And we did that for you. I go, I'm not going to go back out. Do you want me to go back out there again 3 times this week, right? For you because the cleaner's not working? I go, no, we're not going to do that. And we're going to charge you for it.
Service call.
So I go, so your cleaner not running has nothing to do with whether the pool's moving. The pool, the water circulating, everything else is working. There's a rock or there's some crap that's stuck into the cleaner, and we're going to get it fixed when we go there on Friday. I go, if you wanted us to come out earlier, then we would do a service call for it. Otherwise, you're going to wait until today, when's your service day, and then we're going to take care of it. But usually it all kind of depends on how your week's going and how your month's going. But when it comes to like summertime for us, I find myself, and I'm not invincible, and I'm not perfect, where we allow these things sometimes to kind of fester up, and we allow just kind of our emotions get to us, which makes us make some bad business decisions sometimes. So you have to check yourself, and have these conversations with your clients, and I don't know, but yeah, so that's my morning already. And it's really stupid and simple, right? But for me, it's just like really irritating around this time. If this was in December, right, or November, no big deal for us, right? But now it's like I'm on a knife's edge, and I need to figure out how to I don't know, deal with it better, I guess. But yeah, that was my morning. And that's
okay, well, I was going to call you after the podcast for something, but you know what? I'll just wait
till
next
me.
week.
I'll
just wait till next week.
Yeah, don't call me.
So when I call you and I go, hey, John, I have a great idea, and you kind of go off on me, I'll know.
Call him and tell him he didn't do something he said he was going to do.
Yeah, there you go.
There's nothing that pisses me off more than that, right? Nothing that pisses me off more than that. But yeah.
I get it too. We get that crap, and it's like,
we all do,
there's
right?
a better way to approach this. Like, just call,
Yeah, and it's again, and it is what it is. It's part of it. And any guy or gal or company out there that pretends like they don't have to deal with this type of crap every single day is they're lying to themselves and everybody else, right? I don't care how great you are or how perfect of a system you have in place or how great you think your customers are. There is going to be issues like that, and that's where we as business owners have to step up to the plate and do what we need to do accordingly. You have to walk that fine line, right? You can't, you can't be, and it's kind of like what we talk about when it comes down to managing people, right? When you, as a leader, what type of leader do you want to be, right? Do you want to be the loved one? Do you want to be the feared one? Or do you want to be the respected one? Is where I think we all want to be at. And it serves the same when it comes down to our clients. There are external customers or employees, right? However you want to look at it. You have internal, external customers, and your external customers, you have that same mind frame. And you can't, if you're too loved and too easy, then you get taken advantage of. And if you're a complete asshole, nobody's going to want to work for you, right? Or nobody's going to want to hire you. So you have to be able to draw that line sometimes with your clients and say, hey, look, let's get something clear here. This isn't how we operate, and your $250 a month or whatever it is, isn't worth the BS. So I don't know how we got into that. That was my good morning, I guess. Good morning.
That was a little rant right there, right off the beginning. But just to let everybody know, John, you just basically like expressed when Zach and I called you what it was like to talk to you during those last 3 weeks.
Right. Pretty much.
So you just gave everybody a taste. So we're good. So anyways, all right, boys, I think we need to get started. Hey, let's get through here a couple of things. Everybody that has the Poolman University app, what we want you to do is go in and update your app. whether it's through the iOS, I don't know what it's called, Zach. Is it the iOS Play Store, the iOS Store, or the Apple Store, whatever it is? Go through, go in and update your app. If you are on Android on the Google Play Store, go up and update. We've kind of added some new features and stuff like that. If you have it automatically to auto update, you're good. But if not, go in and update your app. You'll be able to see some of those new features in there. If you are using the web version, you don't have to worry about it. All that gets updated automatically, and you're able to see it there. So quick shout out here to Jeanette, Justin, Janie. Again, hope you feel a little bit better there, Janie. Want to give a shout out to, let's see, One Pool Guy. What's going on, brother, out there? And then Maria from Ensenada Pools. Good morning, Maria. Hope you guys are doing good out there. A couple things. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Chris Marcano is taking over as the executive director at the NPC. And you guys know me. You guys know me that I normally am the one that, Zach, I tell you, how many days do you need to wait?
90
days, baby. I normally tell people when people come into new positions or you hire somebody, wait 90 days, right? But man, I am excited about this one, Zach, and I don't think I'm going to wait the 90 days on this one. I think I'm all in. He is taking over, and I am so excited for him. I know he's going to be able to just take that whole NPC to the next level. So, Chris, big congratulations to you. I am super excited that you are at the helm there, taking over, and I can't wait to see what it is that you're going to do already. I'm sure that going in, John, he's already got like 50 different plans. That's just the way that Chris is.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And Chris was originally, he came from Kick, right?
Yeah, natural chemistry. Yeah,
from natural chemistry. So he's going to bring a whole wealth of knowledge over to this side of the business, and we're excited. Pool Nation, and I think the whole industry should be, because he has a lot of wisdom and understanding and respect in this industry, and he's going to bring his talents over to the NPC world, which I think plays an important, vital part in chemistry, especially when it comes down to us as a service individuals. It's a part of the business that a lot of service professionals or people getting into it don't have a very good understanding about, which can lead to some big headaches for guys and gals, down the road. When they encounter plaster issues or startup issues, and he said, she said, name gaming and blaming when it comes down to who did what and who's responsible for what. And we're hoping that he's gonna help expand the world of startups to kind of everybody out there. So we all further our education. I think it's awesome. I really do, and we're excited to have him there.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's obviously been on the education side, and like you were saying, he comes over from natural chemistry and Kick, and knows the entire chemistry side, right? Mm-hmm. So to bring that over, I mean, it was, when I heard it, I like flipped in excitement right away. I had to send him a message. I got the message yesterday and sent him a message, grabbing the phone, a bit like shocked, like I didn't see that one coming, because he's been with natural chemistry for 20 something years. He's been with them forever, but he's come over. We've done some video content and stuff like that, and just his knowledge is just solid, and his way to educate and all that kind of stuff. So for us, it's really exciting. So Chris, congratulations. Can't wait to see what you're going to do. You have my number. Call me whenever you're ready. I know you're probably going to be a little bit crazy for the next couple of weeks, but hey, you got my number. Call me. Excited about it. Would love to chat and kind of connect. So next thing is the Rate Pack Boot Camp, May 17th out in Oxnard, California. And John yelled at me for this one on Wednesday. So John, I apologize, but we are going to be doing a 201 series class on heaters. Really excited about this. This is literally fired working heaters, water running through them. They're going to be turning on. They'll be able to trip the heaters. You'll have to kind of go through the progression and be able to figure out and diagnose the heater. If you fix it, boosh, it fires back up. If it doesn't, you get that same sound, John, that you get out in the field when you fix something and it doesn't turn on. You know what that is?
Oh shit.
That sound of deception, that sound of disappointment in yourself, that you're like.
What's funny is I just had that happen to me. Just had it happen to me on what day was it? Wednesday, right? We had a master temp that was clanking, banging and clanking, right? And they're notorious for those bypasses breaking.
Yeah.
And it's either that or it's scaling of the exchanger, right? So it's either popping because it's overheating and it's steaming and boiling, or it's a broken bypass. And 9 out of 10 times,
I just want to say, bypass. I just want to take a quick second, and show you who's calling me.
See, answer it.
Chris, it's Edgar. How are you? I just want you to know that you're actually live on the podcast, because we're doing our podcast live. And I just finished talking about how excited we are that you took over at the NPC. John just went on a rant, and I just joked around on the podcast and said, hey, Chris, I know you're out there. I know you're going to be really busy, but you know what? Just, you have my number. Call me whenever you want. Let's talk. And then literally we started talking about something else, and you just called me. So I actually answered live. So
everybody's trying to listen.
They're meant to be. So, hey, I'll finish this podcast here, and then I'll give you a call right back after the podcast.
Tune in.
All right, brother.
Well, he had to have been listening. Somebody's watching and listening and told him something.
It was funny because he just told me, he goes,
coincidence.
He goes, I'm moving some stuff around in the office, and something just told me that I had to call you. Like, I got this urge to call you, so I just picked up the phone and called you. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah. Okay.
I should have put it over on the.
That's awesome.
On the thing. So, Chris, I told him I'd call him afterwards. So I'm telling you, I'm excited about this whole NPC thing. And
for sure.
Chris,
I mean, that alone just says, right, that what he's bringing to the table, right, and his engagement, right, and and willingness to. It's just. This is pretty badass. I need to find out though for sure if somebody was listening or if that was just a freak of nature that he got that feeling. So you'll have to update.
That's what he said. That's pretty crazy.
Somebody in the office over there said something. I'm sure. I don't know.
Yeah. So, anyways, pretty awesome. So sorry, John, didn't mean to cut you off. So
I don't even know what we're talking about. I think we're talking about a master temp. Oh, we're talking about fixing a heater, right? And then something else going wrong. So so anyways, 9 out of 10 times it's usually the bypass, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever, I can replace a bypass in like 15 minutes tops,
if that,
right? So anyway, so cracked it open, took the disconnected whatever, cracked open the manifold, unbolted it, whatever, pulled it out, whatever. Sure as hell, bypass was everywhere, broken. Replaced it real quick, put it back in, timed up the unions, did everything I needed to do. But before that, I opened it up, and inside there was maybe about 10 pounds of leaves, right? Which means that there's rats, right? Somebody's nesting in there. So I had to move out all this crap. And I'm like, oh my God, did I just open up Pandora's box here? You know what I mean? This is going to turn into like the heater of hell right here. And I'm like, okay. So granted, this is a new account, right, that we just took over about a month ago, and I knew it wasn't calcified heat exchanger because the plaster was all green, and the reason why the plaster was green was because I'm sure those exchangers were and they were open, bro. You know what I mean? Those things were like full flow, so I knew it wasn't calcified, and so I'm like, we're good there. It's obviously a bypass. So replaced it, did what I did, and then turned it on, right? And then it fired right up, ran. Usually after 30 seconds, you'll start to see the pipe shaking and stuff like that when the bypass is broken. And It did. It ran great. And then I start cleaning up, putting stuff away, and all of a sudden the service heater comes on. I'm like, what the hell? Right?
You're all excited. It's done.
Yeah,
I'm out
exactly.
of here.
And I'm
go.
like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, right? And then I turn it off, right, and turn it on, and then it fires up, and then again, nothing. And I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong, right? And then anyways, I looked into it and I looked under the lid and it was AFS, right? And I'm like, oh, well, those things never go bad, right? I mean, hardly ever go bad. And I'm like, well, that's not it. So sure as hell, I had to open it up, look at it, play around with the connections. We're a little screwed up. Check the tubes, all that, whatever. And then spit on my fingers a little bit on the connectors and whatever, cleaned them all up, popped it in, turned it on and fired up, and it stayed on for about 10, 15 minutes. So it was all good, right? So there's obviously some gremlins going on there. It could be a nicked wire. I kind of went to look. I couldn't really see it. And I just know this is going to be an issue. But it was funny that you said that. You go out there, you fix that, and then all of a sudden you have another issue that comes up. So I experienced it just recently.
I'll never forget the first time that I fixed my first heater without anybody's help. Right.
And you probably felt like $1 million, right?
And you go to press that button and all that's going through your mind is please turn on, and you turn it on and you hear that boosh and you're like, I tell you, there's no feeling like it.
Well, my question is to you, how many parts did you throw at it first before you got it to work?
I was actually surprised. Yeah. Not a lot.
Not a lot. So you did throw multiple parts, right? So it was almost a refurbishing it by the time you were done with it, or what?
Let me tell you what I used to do at the beginning, because I wasn't always 100% sure. So I would go out and I would diagnose a heater and kind of figure out, okay, this is what I think it is. And what I used to do is then I would call support, right? And get them on the phone. And I'm like, I'm going through this. This is kind of what I'm finding, blah, 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 blah. And then they'd be like, yep, that's it. And then I'd be like, yes, right. So I kind of got validation. And then I would kind of go do that. And I did that for a couple months. So I was just really comfortable enough to be like, let me not start replacing different parts. And then it be something completely different and having that happen. And then, you know how it is, John, with heaters. It's like just based on the heater, it's always kind of the same things with the heaters, so you normally have the 2 or 3 things that most of the time is what goes wrong with them.
Yeah. And then usually it's brand specific too, right?
Yep.
Each heater, each brand usually has one thing that happens, right, more often than on another heater. And once you start to understand it and it becomes pretty easy. Sometimes you have gremlins, right? Or you'll have some weird things that happen. And usually those are like control board issues and stuff. But,
yeah.
But that's when it gets a little, if you don't really know what you're doing, then you might as well just take a step back, get educated or get somebody involved.
Yeah. Because
if you don't, you're just going to sit there and pull your hair out, or you're going to be wasting your time throwing unnecessary parts at a heater. Because you don't know how to properly test it, right? But it's pretty simple when it comes down to anything pretty much electrical, especially when it comes down to heaters, right? And we always say this, the problem lies where the power dies, and you just pretty much trace everything back and forth, and then you can figure out where the problem is and what needs to be replaced. But I too, when I first started, same exact way, right? Because I didn't have the education. I mean, I read manuals, I did what I could. And when I read the manuals, I didn't even understand what the hell they were talking about, right? At first, because I was like, okay, I'm like, let me do this. And the first time I ever looked at anything like that, but we managed to limp through it and get to where we are. But now it's, heaters are like, okay, I look at heaters like they're money makers for us.
Oh, dude, you have no idea how many.
I'd love to go fix it.
And I don't want to say names, but the ones you were talking about, I made a living off of.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh my God,
for sure.
But
right?
you know what Zach used to do at the beginning? He told me this. He's not going to admit it online, on live. He would go out to the heater and he would just walk in, and the heater wouldn't fire up, and he'd go to the customer and say, "Oh, you need a new heater."
Money makers, bro.
There's a lot of people that do that, man.
I'm kidding.
There's a lot of people that
and then I would install it for negative $200 and lose money on it.
But sometimes that's the best approach. Look, I've come to the point where when we go into a backyard and it just happened right now. We had a Jandy an LX, right? Old school Jandy with that cheesy digital display, right? That they had, that first generation one. And I went out there, and the unit was about 24 years old or 20 some years old. And I told her, Pat, I go, look, this is what's going on, and this is what the issue is, and this is what it's going to cost to fix it. And I go, but to be honest, I go, this is past its service life. And these are obsolete, and it's going to take time. If I can find parts for it, if I can't, if I do, sometimes you got to find used parts, you know what I mean? Or whatever. I go, it's just not worth it. And we, as a policy, we don't work on units like this because it's just doesn't make sense. I don't want you to dump $1,500 or $1,000 into fixing this, and then 3 weeks later we have to repair another part on it, right? And you're just throwing good money away. I go, our recommendation is that we install a new heater, right? And here's the heater, and let's do that. Why throw $1,000 or $1,500 into fixing this when you can spend $5,200, $5,400 on a brand new heater, with warranty, that's going to be more efficient, blah, 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 blah. And that's what we do. And I have no shame in my game. And if it's something really stupid and simple, then yeah, of course we'll fix it. But if a heat exchanger is leaking, right, and why am I going to replace a heat exchanger on a 25-year-old friggin' heater? Who's going to do that, right? And why would I do that? I go, absolutely not. We're gonna replace it. Or if you're talking about control boards or fan walls and all that kind of stuff that you have to replace and put that type of money into it, no, let's just get a new heater. So yeah, and in some cases that is the right thing to do if you do it in with the thought of what's best for the client, not because you lack the ability to be able to service and fix it, right? So if you don't know how to fix something, and every time you're going out there and go, I need someone needs a thermistor, and it's like, oh, well, no, you need a new heater, right? Because you don't know how to fix it, or you don't know how to diagnose it, then no, you shouldn't be doing that, and shame on you. But there is a time and a place when you should be recommending a new unit and then not repairing it.
To be honest, when we started, we were all home warranty. And to even keep contracts with home warranty, we had job averages that we had to keep down. So everything was like repair. Replacements were very, very rare. And I mean, we'd be working on like super old LX heaters, and it's like, this thing just has to go. And we'd be having to replace burner trays and stuff like that just to get along for home warranty. And it actually took us a long time to get to that mentality that you're talking about, because we were trained. It was so ingrained in us, like, keep costs down, that it took a long time to get to the understanding of like, hey, it's time, like,
it is, right. I'm sorry. Right.
Yeah.
It is time sometimes. And it's a good thing to do it that way. And I think you're providing quality service when you are doing it with that type of mentality. So
I remember I had a customer's pool that was green, and it was, you literally pulled out of my house, made a right. It was right there on the left-hand side, and he had a home warranty, and he had, John, remember the old cast iron freaking metal Aquaflows that had the,
oh yeah,
and they were like, they would.
I just got rid of my last one, and those things are bulletproof, bro. Those things will run forever, man.
If they go forever. But if they start leaking, they're warped. Forget about it. You're not sealing that bad boy ever. And so he called the home warranty. So the pool goes green. He calls me. I come out. I'm like, you need to have this fixed. So he calls the home warranty. They come out and they change. They change the seals on it. It's not going back. And I couldn't keep the pool clear, right? I mean, it's just constantly, and I swear it took him about 2 months before he could get them to just replace, because they kept coming back to just try to fix it. Like 4 weeks into it, I'm like, until this gets fixed, like I can't keep wasting my time, my energy, my money and chemicals and all that to kind of come back over here and do that. And it took them about 2 months to get it fixed. But by that time, I was just so packed with work. I'm like, forget it. I'm like, I'm not doing this, because if this is going to be your home warranty issue all the time, I'm not going to be playing this game.
I'll do home warranty. And I know this is a whole nother rabbit hole.
Nother topic.
Right
another
here,
I have stories, bro. We could do a whole episode on that.
I can't tell you how many home warranty companies have called us wanting us to work for them, right? And when I first got it, I remember years ago, I was like, oh my God, this is exciting and stuff. And then I thought about it. And then I was like, absolutely not. I'm not going to do this, right? And then I started looking at the way I figured it out was, and this was when I was green and I knew nothing better. I looked at some of the companies that did do home warranty work before I applied or before I went to work with them. And then I said, okay, let me figure them out. And I looked at their Yelp reviews. I looked at their Google reviews. I looked at their, the companies that they were and the reputation that they had in the Valley. And then I started looking at all the crap and all the negativity out there, right? And I did a little bit, and 9 out of 10 times it was because they went out there for home warranty work, and how it just destroyed their personal brand as a company because of it. And I was like, look, no, there's absolutely no way that I'm going to go out there, representing this home warranty company in my company's truck or whatever it may be, right? Going out there, because we look like we're in bed together, obviously, right? And that we're one and the same. And if I don't have control over the outcome of what's decided out there, but yet my reputation and my company is going to be on the line, based off of this knucklehead on the phone, or this person reading a script or going by whatever they got to go through in order to make their decision on what needs to happen there on site. And, and I have had a lot of customers ask me, and it just happened last week. A pump went out, and I told them, I go, look, yeah, we're going to put a pump in. It's going to cost you $2,900 for a new pump. I'm sorry. He's, oh, I got under home warranty. And I go, well, he's, I wish you did it. I go, we don't. We choose not to do it. We don't do home warranty because, one, we don't put the used parts in. One, we don't do refurbished stuff. You know what I mean? Two, when we go out there, our number one goal is to take care of you, the customer, right? When you're as home warranty, is number one goal is how to deny the claim. And I've had horror stories. It's like, how do you go out there and deny the claim and blame it on something else other than the equipment, right? The pool guy's fault or your fault or it's normal wear and tear, whatever it may be, and to deny the claim. I go, that's not the business that we're in. We do warranty work for the manufacturers. We don't do it for home warranty work, but I'll be your advocate if you need. If they go out there, and I've done it many times where some knucklehead will go out there and say something, right? And I go, well, then have them call me, right? And then let's talk about this, or I'll call up the company. And sometimes we've had home warranty where our clients say, hey, look, we won't have anybody else do it but John. And, and it's kind of like when you do other warranty work with your car, you don't necessarily have to take it to that dealer to do the work. Somebody else can do it, right? So then they'll beg us and we'll do the work, but then we'll have to call with the warranty, and then they create a PO and authorize it. And then we go out and do it, but we'll only do it if they do what we tell them needs to be done, right? Not sit there and go rebuild this motor, this 30-year-old motor, right? Instead of putting in the new pump, Yeah, that type of stuff. We're like, nah. And then we've done that. So those of you that do work with home warranty or have that, not work with them, but experience the troubles with them, know that's an option too with a lot of the companies where you can actually do the work instead of having somebody else come in your backyard.
It used to be, I don't know if they still do it. I think it was called like cash in lieu or something like that, cash out. So like if the person went out there and they said, we're going to repair it and it's $500, and they could request to get that cash.
Correct.
And then maybe it's $1,000 for the correct repair or replacement with you, but they've at least got $500 to put towards it.
Yeah,
so
that's how it happened. Yeah, that's how it happened. It was with the pump. We put a pump in and they said, okay, we're going to give X amount of money, right? And then I told the client, that's great. You deal with the check with them. I'm going to bill you for it, right? And I'll talk to them. I'll do all that, whatever, and they'll authorize up to this amount. They want to know what you're going to charge, whatever it may be. And then we'll go, okay, here, Mr. Customer, it's $2,800. They gave you $1,500. You pay me the $2,800 and you collect the $1,500 from them. I'm not going to, collect the money from them. And that's how it usually works with them. But yeah, for sure.
So how do you go ahead, Zach? Sorry.
I was going to say, are we going to talk about money today?
Yeah, we're going to talk about money, but I do have one important question that I need to ask John. So when they do that, John, when they give you the 1,500, right? So they obviously give the customer the 1,500, but it costs more. How do you do that billing? How do you do that paperwork?
How do I do it?
Yeah.
Well, no. So I just bill my client like I normally bill. Yeah, I just bill my client normally how I bill them, and then they send over a paid invoice or a receipt over to the home warranty, and then they'll cut them a check for whatever that amount is. And it usually happens because, if you have a single speed pump, right? And then now in California, if we're going to replace that pump, we have to put a variable speed pump, right? Their warranty or what they cover says like up to like, right? Not an variable speed's an upgrade. I don't know the intricacies of their fine print, but they say, hey, look, this pump is worth X amount of money. If we were to replace it for a single speed pump, this is what it would be, right? But you have to put this in, so we're going to apply that towards that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how we do it. We just bill the client normally, and we don't want to get involved or in between any of that. And then they'll collect the money from the home warranty.
Yeah, and I wanted to clear that because I think talking to everybody that's listening, like that's going to be your easiest way to go. Yeah. Like the last thing that you want to get involved with is now you having to bill or wait for a check from this other company and God knows what other requirements they have at the last minute or any of that kind of stuff. The best thing to do is you bill the customer, let the customer manage that whole process. And then from the billing standpoint, it makes it a lot easier. So yep. And then Zach and I know that you don't do the billing. It's Mama. So Mama's not feeling good and she's doing all the billing. So shout out to Mama. Mama, we know that you're the one that takes the credit for all this. John just comes on the podcast and makes it look good and easy, but we know that you're the one doing all the hard work behind the scenes, even when you're sick.
1,000%.
Right. So today's shout out episode goes to Janie Flawless. Yeah. For her continued dedication and hard work to make you look good, John.
She does.
Because she makes you look really good. Even the lighting, like she tries to just make sure that you look good at everything that you do.
Yeah, she is. She's my everything.
She's my.
I'd be lost without her.
Yeah.
100%. I'd be lost without her.
Zach and I were expecting you to do a little bit more cupcaking. Like I pitched it to you and you're just sitting there, just not cut. Like I'm trying to get you to score some points with the wife and you're not, bro, we're all of a sudden we're not syncing, bro. What's going on?
I don't know.
Plus you told me you were going to give me $25 if I did that. I'm kidding, Janie. I'm kidding. I'm totally messing. So look at her. Love you, baby, with the emoji.
Love you too, Mama.
And you couldn't just knock it out of the park. Like,
yeah, I screwed up.
Zach, he's losing his edge.
I am. I think what I'm trying to figure out right now is I think if I prolong this any longer, we're going to be done with the podcast in about 15 minutes.
We are pretty much done with the podcast.
We got nowhere today. I mean, we did. I think we talked about some good subjects so far.
No, I think it was really good. And that's why it didn't bother me. And I didn't try to bring us back onto the topic because it was very organic, but it's something that needs to be talked about.
Yeah, and I don't think it's talked about very much either.
It's not.
About my crankiness, my moodiness during the seasons, and what season is a good time to approach me, and what
part we could have been
months. Done. Yeah, probably
that
could have
part
been.
We could have skipped, but you know.
Yeah.
So, hey Zach, how you doing out there?
I was typing a message.
You were typing a message. So are you texting Leslie?
No, I was telling Janie I never doubted it. The cupcaking never ends.
So,
we know.
All right, and we might as well give some big shout out to Leslie because Leslie does make you look good too. She carries a lot of the weight from your business, and she stays low key. She's just
sit here and talk about it.
Yeah.
Break time.
I was just waiting to see if he was going to cupcake anymore, and he didn't catch the vibe of what's going on here. So anyways, Jeanette, I will never do home warranty again. I will diagnose, repair, replace. If a client pays me first, they can get reimbursement. Sometimes they will still deny their claim.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they will. They're dirty, man.
If you think about it, and it's not that, I mean, you have a business model, right? And if you're in their shoes, their profitability stands on not just going out and replacing everything, because if not, they'll go out of business, right? They really are that repair model. And so, some companies are better than others, but that's obviously the model.
But like John talked about with the reputation, it's 100%. And that's ultimately why we were always getting hammered. Like, you got to get your prices down. You got to get your costs down. And we're like, well, we got to do it right, And it became a thing of like the complaints from customers and everything, the reputation of other companies. I was like, I don't want to play in this arena anymore. Like, we're trying to elevate. And so that's ultimately kind of the deciding factor on why we moved away from that.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, gentlemen, let's do this. Let's take a quick word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add recurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable lower catch to overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading vibrant color. Visit Hayward.com to discover more.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. We're talking to John. We're talking to Zach. We were going to talk profitability and money. Well, I guess we kind of did in a certain way, right? We kind of organically went down this path of warranty work and all that kind of fun stuff. So believe it or not, guys, we've been, I shouldn't say believe it or not, because I think everybody believes it is what it is. They have an expectation that we're going to go down these rabbit holes and then kind of go down that path. So
yeah. So what do we do for the next 10 minutes?
I know. Well, I do have to say one thing. Well, I'm going to talk about two things. So one is I am going to talk about the fact that I've had a whole bunch of people message me trying to find out. So I posted on social media the other day that I was going into a meeting, that we're trying to work on something. And so I've had a whole bunch of people messaging me trying to get me to spill the tea. The challenge is it's not finalized yet, right, Zach John? So we kind of can't talk about it. Right?
Kind of, yeah.
Are you looking for confirmation?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm looking for confirmation. But so anyway, so we're working on something, and I talked about it on the Instagram Live on Wednesday. So, for us, really, we believe in, helping pool pros be financially successful. And so there's something that we've been working on for the last 3.5 years to try to bring to play. So we're working on that. We're kind of working on a partnership to be able to bring that to the industry. So we're trying to kind of finalize that yet, but it's not final. So we can't roll it out, because if we don't finalize it, then we'll probably have to wait till next year. But for everybody that wanted an update, unfortunately, that's the update that I have. I can't say what it is yet in case we kind of don't finalize. But I think we should know probably here within the next week or two, and we'll be able to maybe announce towards the end of the month whether we're able to pull that off or not.
Yeah. I think so, just to be safe.
Right? Because what we don't want to do is we don't want everybody to just really kind of get excited about it, and then we go, okay, we need to wait till next year.
Yeah. And it's mind-boggling, right? When we first started this journey, we came up with a 1-year plan, business plan, something 2 years, 3 years, and then 5 years. And this was something that we threw on the board as a thought or as a goal, a big, hairy, audacious goal, like 5-year plus down the road. And to see it come to fruition and actually become a reality so quickly is just it's just, like I said, mind-boggling, and it's inspiring. Not from our standpoint, kind of like what we've the things we've been able to put together, but more importantly, it's because of everyone out there, that listens, that's in the industry, the hunger for education, and these types of events and things that we put on is just been overwhelming. And because of it, we're able to bring this dream or this goal and push it up a couple years is what we've really done. And to be able to do it right, we've always said it from the beginning, if we're not going to do something, all in, right, or do it the best it could possibly be, it's not worth any one of our time, because we're already busy enough and we got things that we're doing, right, and we have life and families, and if we're going to commit to something, we're going to give it 100%. And in order for this to be pulled off, it takes a lot of moving parts and pieces to come together. And most importantly, it comes with, obviously the venue, the people that will be participating in it, the people that want to do it, right? The people, our target audience, and also our partners, right? Be able to rally our partners and to get so many great vendors and sponsors and partners to be, to contribute to this in such a short period of time is just kind of breathtaking, and it excites me and all of us, and really kind of gets us, really amped up into what next year has to offer if we're able to pull this one off. And I think we're about 99% sure it's going to happen. Yeah.
We're 99, right?
Yeah.
But we gotta finalize.
We got to finalize a couple things, just simply because we don't just throw anything up against the wall, right? We just want to make sure. And once we announce it, it's going to be full steam ahead, making it happen. I'm excited. Well, obviously this is the biggest thing we've partaken in, and it's going to be by far the most exciting thing we've done to date. And depending on how it goes, which we know, again, we're just being very cautious. This will be an annual thing, is what we're hoping for. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to talk about it and get people pumped up.
Edgar's going to need to move the Jira into his office, like right on his. You're going to have to get like a little stand for it right next to your computer, because you're going to be there.
You need all that caffeine, right? I do have to give a shout out to all of our visionary partners, because a lot of the things that we do, and we've talked about, there's no way that we financially can do it. I mean, you take a look at the Pool Nation Awards, and people are like, oh, the Pool Nation Awards, and you charge for the tickets, and you do all this, but we did the math, and to put the Pool Nation Awards together last year was about $60,000. And I want you to think about that. I mean, that's a big, huge event. But when you're looking at venues, and you're looking at food costs, and you're looking at all these things, it's so very expensive to be able to kind of put these events together. And it's our visionary partners that are coming to us saying, we want to do this. We want to be part of you. We were talking about I met Chris, which huge shout out to Chris, the CEO of HASA. And I met with him, and we were joking around because we were at his event in Long Beach, and he just came to me and he goes, we're ready to do it again. Are we doing it again? We're ready to go again. We're ready to do another HASA Pool Nation Awards event. And they're coming to us saying, we want to do this. We want to participate. So I just want everybody out there to understand that we couldn't do any of the things that we want to do if it wasn't for our visionary partners. It would be impossible.
No, it would be impossible. And you're being very conservative with that number.
I am.
That doesn't include all the time, effort that is put into
the people that help us
months into advance, right?
Yeah.
That we have to sacrifice to do in order to do it. It just doesn't make sense. And then talking about what we're going to be spilling the tea on, 60,000 is a drop in the bucket, right? You know what I mean? So it does. And again, and that's why when we sat down and put out these plans, we're figuring we need to be realistic, right? Because I'm not getting rich off of this. None of us are getting rich off of this.
No, absolutely not.
So we know that. I'm still in the hole, So
I could tell you this. John. I could go do 40 pools and make more money than what it is. Like it's that crazy. But at the end of the day, it's not just about making money, right? It's about being able to. To me, it's a passion to be able to help other people, to be able to get messages from people that they've been able to take their business to the next level. At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, we're not going to take our money when we die, right? We're going to leave it all behind. And I'm okay with making money, but also being able to help other people. That brings a huge satisfaction to me. And it feels like I'm doing my piece of what I was put here to do. So,
well, I'm like the Egyptians, dude. I'm like the Pharaoh. I'm buried with all the gold, and
T-Rex is gonna be.
Everything's gonna be in that.
We're gonna go in and break in and take your bracelet and your necklace and
ring.
It'll be all over the news.
We'll get cursed.
Robbers break in and take all of John's gold. So, look, Jeanette is saying Edgar wants to spill the tea so bad. I do. I really do want to spill the tea, but I can't. So I'll spill the tea. One more thing, gentlemen. Zach, I know that you're going to talk about something. I think we should finish with that. But one more thing. Monday, what we want is everybody to stay tuned to your inboxes. Right? This one we can talk about, right?
Yeah. I'm excited about this one too. This is cool.
So just the same way that we tried to do everything, we've kind of tried to, we've looked for a long time, and John has pushed for this. John has for the longest time, like Edgar. And we're just like, we weren't ready. But now we are, right? We've been working on it, for the last 3 months, John. kind of coming up with the concept, with what we want to do. How do we want it to be different? How do we want it to be better? So what we want is for everybody that has gone through our website and signed up, whether it's for, information, newsletter, all of our users of Pool Invoice, all the users of Pool Nation, Poolman University, Pool Nation Awards, everybody that has registered and done all that, check your inboxes on Monday, because we are going to send something out on Monday. That will be a little bit as a spilling of the tea, but no, that's not the main thing that we want to do. That's something different. But I want everybody to kind of check their inboxes, because Monday we're putting something out that you're going to be receiving via the email, and you guys will be able to see what that is all about.
Yeah. And we're going to be doing it monthly?
Monthly. So the first one starts May 6th, and they'll come out every month at the beginning of the month, but it's going to be something different. So stay tuned. Keep an eye out, because it's coming. John's making me work on the weekend because it's not finalized yet, and I've got some deadlines. And by the way, I was just kind of getting some final things for it, John. So I'll have to go over those with you after the podcast.
Make sure John and I's email's in there. I'm gonna be sad when I have Monday morning.
You guys are actually blocked and banned from Pool Nation. So you'll be able to take advantage of it too. Zach, you two will, John. Both of you will.
I know. I'm looking forward to it, and I want to thank our friends out there that are making it possible.
Partners. Yeah. So, but sorry, Zach, you wanted to talk about one more thing before we go.
So, in addition to all of that, something else that we're rolling out is we are going to have some very dedicated, dialed in episodes of more business content. So, some of these topics that we've touched on in the past throughout the years, we're going to really hone in, have some specific conversations about it, and then we're going to put that content out, and it will be available exclusively to the members of Poolman University. So I'm super excited about this, just to really get in, kind of dial in on some of these things and have those conversations.
Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to that. And so, Zach, I think we should share what some of the first topics are going to be, because...
Yeah, share them. Spill the tea.
Spill the tea. John, can I spill the tea?
Yeah, let's do it. I want to know about it.
You got to spill some tea today.
I got to learn about it.
You can tell I'm dying to spill something today, right?
Right.
I'm like,
no, these are going to be really cool, because sometimes, when we do these podcasts, right, we get
what happened today.
Yeah, exactly. Or we do our lives. Same exact thing. We want to answer questions. We want to do what we can, but sometimes we venture off and kind of do what we do, and not on purpose, but, we figured that, hey, look, this is really important. And though we've talked about 99% of all this already in our podcast, we've done hundreds of them, and it's impossible to kind of really go back and look and listen to, and then get these little bits of gold for people to help them with their business. We said, hey, look, let's just come up with this little mini series, or a specific one where we can just sit there and we have a plan, and that's what we're going to talk about, and that's what we're going to do, so that it becomes easily accessible to everybody, so that when they get on the app, they can jump on there and kind of listen to these questions, because our list of listeners' questions are growing, and they're not getting any shorter. And we're trying to knock them off, but it's becoming almost an impossible feat without us doing something like this. So this way, we're going to be able to just answer all these questions everybody has, and just kind of have them on one quick format where people can just listen to it. I'm excited to actually do this.
Yeah, and they're going to be really, really focused. So a lot of the topics that we do will really kind of stay focused on those. On these, there won't be intros, there won't be any good mornings, there won't be any of that kind of stuff. They'll really kind of be in a format where it's almost like a training, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's something. What we want is for you to be able to take that and kind of put it into play, and then we just stay completely focused on the topic. So. But starting with a lot of the videos, a lot of it is going to be starting challenges. We're going to talk about cost awareness. We're going to talk about profit insight. We're going to talk about learning curve, operational efficiency, employee retention, customer attraction. We're going to do a deep dive into future preparations for your business, right? How to look ahead and do all that. So I do want to thank Zach, because Zach has really kind of taken the lead on this one and kind of put together a really good roadmap of all the topics and all the things that we need to talk about and we need to cover on these podcasts. So
you just gave me an idea.
Nice. I like it. Should we call them podcasts?
John gave me an idea. I'm not gonna.
Oh, John, you gave him an idea. I took your credit.
Well, I gave you my name for it too. We're not gonna spell, I gave you the name of the series, but we're not going to spell that yet.
Oh, we can't spell that T?
No.
So, and by the way, it's not going to, I don't think we should call them podcasts, because they're not podcasts, right? They're like, I don't know what to call them.
Fireside chats.
Oh, are you going to start rapping by the fire?
Fireside chats. Yeah. I could just see that. Welcome everybody to the Fireside Chats with Pool Nation. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. So anyway, everybody stay tuned. Those are going to be coming out here really soon. Those will only be available through our Poolman University app, but they are going to be ones that build on top of each other. And that's kind of the format that we're going. So gentlemen, let's do this. Let's take our final word from our sponsors. When we come back, I want to get both of your final thoughts on this great episode on profitability and your numbers that you guys stayed on track on.
You're gonna have to change the name.
And we'll go from there. You know what I might need to do is at the end of the podcast, I might need to record a new intro for Kevin, because Kevin's gonna be like, you have this for a title, but you completely did something different. So anyway, so we'll probably have to do that. So anyways, we'll be right back.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision-crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add recurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high range removal with Pro Series Series Phos Remove or Phos Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading, vibrant color. Visit hayward.com to discover more.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. Let's see here. I keep getting... Oh, wait. Let me bring the boys back here. I keep getting freeze frame with the spinning wheel. I guess I'm missing the T. Can't share the tea yet. But it's coming, making waves. It's coming. Trust me. Jeanette, 100% without the partners. It could be done, but not to the extent that you can with them. Oh yeah, for sure. 100%. And I do have to say, Jeanette, you're freaking awesome is what you are. I mean, she has been with us since day one. And what I tell her is she's part of the Pool Nation family. Like she's just
1,000,000%.
Yes.
Right. So
1,000,000%.
Jeanette, thank you for everything that you do for us, for Pool Nation. I mean, you go to all the events, you're always helping, you jump in, you take over things and kind of push me out of the way. You're like, I got this, get out of here, type of a thing.
She works harder than we do.
And we appreciate it. Yeah, she does. So we really appreciate your support and everything that you do for us. You're definitely part of our family. So, Mr. Eric, hey, Edgar, good to see all three of you. When you get a minute, yes, sir, I will give you a call today after the podcast. I'll give you a call. So I got 2 calls out of the podcast. I got to call Chris Marcano and now I got to call Eric. So I'll give you guys calls today. Zach, I was supposed to go to the gym after the podcast, but now it looks like I'm going to have to go tomorrow.
Better get in there 9 o'clock at night. Dude, you're there at like 9 at night. You got plenty of time left today.
Yeah. I like going to the gym really late at night. That 9 o'clock, it's dead. You can kind of do your own thing. And so the gym's 24 hours. So it kind of works nice. So, I could go to later on tonight. So who knows? So Zach, let me get your final thoughts.
Well, we went through some good stuff today. I think it tied in really well, honestly, to what we were going to talk about. Especially if you are doing home warranty work. We didn't get into the nuts and bolts of profitability and some of the considerations and things like that, but that is a line of work where you really need to know your numbers, your expenses, your prices, because you're trying to manage being at certain job averages and things to continue your contract as a warranty provider. And a lot of times that doesn't allow you to make the margin that you should be making on these jobs as if it were like a retail consumer. So I think it's just something to really think about if you're doing that work, those considerations, some of those pitfalls that we went through today. And then other than that, we have a lot of things coming up. I hope everyone tunes in, continues to listen, and just get ready for for the tea that's about to be spilled. I'm really excited for it. And like John and Edgar were talking about, this is stuff that, we've talked about and been passionate about for years. And it's so much fun to be, putting these things together and getting ready to launch. So I'm really looking forward to that.
I think we're going to spill some gallons of tea here.
Yeah.
It's this next couple of weeks, right? So, hey, Jeanette is saying poolside chats.
There you go. Who's pool?
Yeah, there you go. Poolside chats. That's actually a good one.
I like that.
I like that. Anybody else that has suggestions, throw them out there. Poolside chats. I like it. Welcome everybody to the Poolside chats. That could flow. That could flow. Mr. Flawless, let us have some final thoughts. By the way, final thoughts. I'll start with, we're glad that the winds are over and the Coachella and the Stagecoach are over.
Yeah, well, we got a warning yesterday that Saturday and Sunday we're going to have a windstorm too. So whatever. But this is our windy season. We're good. People are finally leaving. We got everybody. Our snowbirds are finally starting to go. They're all going back to Canada, Seattle, you know what I mean, Minnesota, wherever they come from. So they're leaving, and like I said, our summertime's different than most. The majority, it kind of depends on what type of clients you have, but in our area we have a lot of visitors with second and third homes. So a good portion of our homes are homes that are second, third homes to families, and they are gone for the summertime, which I do not blame them. So it's kind of a quiet time for us where we get to go kind of do our thing and don't have much swimming going on during the summer. But of course, those that do live here, it's their time to swim, but that only makes a small majority of our pools. So yes, I wish the wind was away, but it's not. We're going to have to deal with them for the rest of this month. And then next month, we got to deal with all the palm tree flowers, because all the palm trees start to flower in June, and literally cover the top of the pool where you can't even see the water because the systems get clogged, and that's a whole nother battle. And then you're communicating, trying to get gardeners to trim, and they're telling them, no, you can't trim them yet, and we're busy. If you trim too early, they'll come back and deal with all that crap. But I'm looking forward to it. Taxes, right? Yeah.
I just want you to know that, when you pull out of my driveway, okay, so you're in the front of my house.
Yeah.
You pull out of the driveway and you make a left, right? And what do you hit? That street that crosses that. So if you drive straight, you drive into the house, right?
Yeah, that's the house that's for sale.
That house is for sale. It's literally 1, 2, 3, the fourth house down. So just to give you a heads up, it's got a pool too.
That would be a scary thought, us living in the same community. I don't know how good on our families that would be, but
I think our families would be like, it looks like you two need to move in together, exactly, and this situation, like, you guys can you imagine how bad that would be? That
would be bad. Yeah, that would be bad. But I'm gonna look at it.
It literally would be, I'm not gonna text John. I just show up at the door and I'm like, John,
right? Well, you'll have a key. The door will be open. Just walk.
I'm looking through the window.
Right?
I can see you. You're hiding. Get out of under the table.
Yeah.
Janie's like, everybody quiet. It's Edgar. Everybody's hiding.
So, my final thought. You know what? I want to talk. I think where we kind of went astray during the podcast was right at the RAPAC Oxnard training.
Yes.
We were talking about heaters. And the training that's going to be there. I think we only have like 2 or 3 spots left. So if people are looking to do it, make sure you jump online, go to poolnation.com and sign up for it. Not only are we going to be doing that advanced heater training, but we're also going to be doing a chemistry class that day, where it's going to be a little bit different than what most people are used to. We're going to stay with the story of hands-on, and we're going to talk about chemistry. We're going to do some hands-on chemistry type things, and what we're responsible for as professionals in the backyard when it comes down to not only being servicing a pool and keeping it clean as far as like debris and dirt and stuff like that, but our responsibility as professionals to maintain and preserve equipment, and the effects of our habits have on the equipment, whether it's Edgar dropped the ball on the class again.
I'm getting yelled at again after the podcast. Damn it.
Well, we're going to be doing stuff like that, which I think is going to be pretty fun. It's going to be 3 hours, a 3-hour course that we're going to have a lot of Q&A and talking about real talk about chemistry and what we do in the backyard. So those of you that have the opportunity, make sure you sign up and go there. I promise you won't be disappointed. Look forward to seeing everybody there. I can't believe it's 2 weeks away.
It's crazy. It's right around the corner. I booked my tickets. Did you book your ticket, Zach?
Today.
You booked it today, or you're going to book it today?
I'm gonna book them
So
today.
just to let you know, today goes from 500 to about 650.
Well,
you're kind of
you know what a nightmare I've had trying to figure it out around here. It's like from George Bush, there's not a direct flight, and it's like the shortest travel is 6 hours, and the longest is like 12, 13 hours. So I have to find that magical.
I'm just excited that you guys have to go through all this crap now to come down here the last couple times.
Twice.
Yeah. Or it's always me with the tickets, right? Flying out there. Now you guys have to go through the traveler's journey.
The travel journey.
Yeah.
Anyways. All right, gentlemen, we are going to call it a day. Everybody come and join me and John or me and Zach next Wednesday on the Instagram Live. Maybe by then we can spill. By then we'll be able to talk about one of the things that we talked about today. We'll see if we could spill the tea there. So anyways, hope everybody has a great weekend. Gentlemen, have a great day. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or poolnationpodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at pool.nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to poolinvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. PoolmanUniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry, a full service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you there at PoolmanUniversity.com.